Apparently, somebody put some money on his head. Somebody wanted him dead.
He had a paternity test coming up or something. Then it was pow, pow, pow. No paternity test.
From my knowledge, yes, she's known to give addresses and do things in the spur of the moment, be very impulsive.
Y'all girl might be in trouble, man. I ain't gonna say too much.
What is good? Diamond Dynasty, baby. Y'all already know what's going on. In this video today, I've seen a lot of you guys want my reaction to this Chrisean situation, okay? I try to give Chrisean the benefit of the doubt, but it just always seems like she's on some fuck shit, bro. I don't know what is going on here, but I did see that Poetic Flacco dropped a video on this, so I'm gonna go ahead and react to what is going on. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the video without further ado.
The same day Chrisean Rock announced that she's moving out the country, we learned that homicide detectives have taken an interest in Chrisean Rock and they're asking people questions about her.
Let's talk about that.
Oh yeah, child. I'm moving out the country. We're moving out the country. We ain't gonna tell y'all details, but we're moving out the country.
Yeah,
we're moving out the country. Oh my God.
Any months? I'm excited.
For real.
Yep, we're moving out. I got my suitcase with me.
I want to tell y'all so many details. Why did you just do that?
You posted it.
Let's rewind a little bit so you guys got the full context. Chrisean Rock has an ex-boyfriend called Ronnie. When Chrisean Rock got pregnant, Ronnie popped up and said the baby was his. Chrisean Rock said the baby was Blueface. Blueface to this day said the baby belongs to Ronnie and is not his. Well, Ronnie took Chrisean Rock to court to prove the baby was his.
In the next 4 to 6 weeks, God willing, Chrisean is going to be required to do a court-ordered paternity test. And once we get this paternity test, we shall have more
Ronnie also pulled up on Chrisean Rock in person when she came to Baltimore, demanding that she gives him a paternity test so he can figure out whether or not Chrisean Jr. is his kid or not.
right here, Junior right here. You wear this shit. You wear this.
And I feel so bad for the kid, man. So bad for the kid. That's kind of one of the reasons why I never really wanted to go in depth and do any real reactions on Chrisean, because the way that that little boy was treated is absolutely insane. I hate watching anything where children are harmed or children are in bad, toxic situations. I don't want to say too much because y'all already know how YouTube guidelines are when you talk about children. But I really don't like talking about kids and them being mistreated and them being in toxic households and environments. And we already know how Chrisean was, you know what I'm saying, acting a fool with this whole situation here. I haven't really kept up since, so I don't know how the little boy is doing. Hopefully he's doing okay, but she was just doing the absolute most. And you have a child, you know, now she's a child of God, whatever. That's neither here nor there.
What's wrong?
You wear this shit. Nobody stalking you. That's my son. That's my son. That's my son. What you want to do? What do you want to do?
And I gotta blame these guys too. I've gotta blame these guys as well. It's not just Chrisean's fault. You gotta put the blame on yourself, fellas. If you allow yourself to deal with a Chrisean Rock type of woman, you know damn well you done seen 50 million red flags come from this woman. We gotta stop ducking and dodging red flags that we see coming a mile away just because we like the person or just because whatever the situation is. Whatever the reason is that you're giving yourself to keep talking to this red flag, that's on you. Because when shit like this happens, that's on you. And now you're hurt. Now, you know, you don't even know if this baby is yours or not. You can't even solidify it. This shit is crazy as hell, bro. So let's continue.
I don't give a f. Call them. Nobody touch you. Call them. Yeah. Police ass. You a police ass.
Time to go.
You a police ass.
Time to go.
You a police ass.
Sir,
You a police ass.
excuse me.
Police.
Excuse me.
Hey.
Excuse me. I need you out the
nigga.
Okay, more. Okay, come on, man. Okay, let's drop the more. Okay, let's drop the more. Okay, let's drop the more. Okay, let's go this way. Okay, let's go this way. All right, let's drop the more. Let's go this way. All right, let's go this way. Let's go.
But here's the thing. We never actually found out whether or not Ronnie was the baby father or not, because a week before the court hearing to decide on whether or not Chrisean Rock has to give Ronnie a paternity test, Ronnie was shot and killed in a very mysterious fashion.
Yes, you heard right. We just got the update. So apparently, there have been some money on Ronnie's head since Friday. What's today? Tuesday. So since Friday, apparently somebody put some money on his head. Somebody wanted him dead. And y'all, I found out exactly how it happened. So one of the neighbors says that Ronnie was sitting in his car outside his house when all of a sudden this car pulled up behind him. A person gets out the car. He didn't realize that they had a gun or whatever. They ran up on the car real quick, y'all. They shot him 10 times. Not only was he shot 10 times, nobody even came to check on him for at least 10 minutes. So if there was a chance that he could have been saved, and within those first 10 minutes, it wouldn't have happened because nobody even came to check on him until after 10 minutes. The neighbor says that he heard it, but of course he didn't want to come out immediately because that's gunshots. So he waited about 10 minutes, make sure the coast was clear. Then he went to check. He said he tried to lay Ronnie down on his side. He said he was shot up everywhere. He said it was blood coming all out of his body. And basically he died right there. There was no way he was going to be saved. It was too late, y'all. So whoever this was, they wanted this done quickly.
That theory lines up with the possibility that Chrisean Rock may have put a hit on Ronnie to avoid the court-ordered paternity test before the last court hearing. Now, here's the thing. It gets weirder. Chrisean Rock owns biological sister. Came on Jason Lee's podcast and implied and hinted and said Chrisean Rock did it without saying Chrisean Rock did it.
Chrisean's baby, there was a guy online from Baltimore who was claiming to be her baby dad. He ended up getting murdered, right?
Yes.
He really did get murdered? I mean, I saw that online. That was real?
Yes, that was.
And you knew, did you know him?
So yes, I fed that boy.
How did he end up getting murdered? Was he in the streets, in the stuff, or was that just a random thing?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I can't even speak on it, but if I was to speak on it, it don't look too good for certain people that we know. So I'm not gonna speak on it.
Yeah, she said without saying, it's not gonna look good for people that I know or people that we know. She's basically saying, my peoples did it, or my peoples got something to do with it.
Because it's just all, there's a lot going on there.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I'm not the police, but I'll just leave it at that. Well, I'll say a little bit. He ran up on Chrisean when she was out in public.
He did, and then he had a paternity test coming up or something.
And then it was all online.
And then it was pow, pow, pow. No paternity test. I'm sorry. Rest in peace, his soul.
That's sad.
It's very sad, especially because I fed him. We had a little argument before. It's just like we were family. I'm gonna be honest. That little boy really loved her.
Did he?
You been real honest.
Of course, if you chasing this woman around, right? Try to find out and try to take responsibility for the kid. He cares in some form or fashion. If not about Chrisean, definitely about the kid.
We back in the streets. We back around the way. That little boy loved her.
So they were a thing.
It was passionate, but it was giving cloudy.
It was.
And that's why I just don't care to speak on it.
Yeah.
That's Chrisean Rock's biological sister. So if she gets to say, hey, man, I can't say what I want to say because it's going to get somebody we know in trouble.
Fact.
But, hey, I heard there was going to be a paternity test. Then pop, then there's no paternity test. That's her clearly saying Chrisean Rock got Ronnie murdered to avoid the paternity test that was supposed to happen, like a week later. This is going to be the last court hearing. Now, when Chrisean Rock was asked about this, Chrisean Rock says the trolling that Ronnie did with her and Blueface got him in a grave, and then quickly switched it up and says, oh no, he died because of his street beef. And I always thought this was odd.
When you saw your sister insinuated, she didn't say it, but she insinuated that you had something to do with Ronnie Doe, his death.
It's like a punch, a grab. Like she probably, her interview was probably so boring that she had to make something, like, that's the only thing that got clipped, was talking about me. What else got clipped?
That was probably the main event. That's probably what everybody was talking about. Everybody wanted to know because it's the highlight of what's going on. Other than that, what else do they want to talk about?
To make something, like, that's the only thing that got clipped, was talking about me. What else got clipped? We did not give a what else did you ask her?
She said she would beat Clarissa up in a boxing match.
Who said that?
Whoop-de-doo. That's it? That's all y'all talked about?
Come
I
on.
can't remember everything.
Exactly.
Come on.
When I cut off Ronnie, I just started seeing this side of him. He wanted clout chase for him. So, you know, he did paid interviews. He tried to push his music. All type of things. He seen how Blueface ran the circus, so he tried to run his own. And then ran himself into a grave. That had nothing to do with me. He was already beefing with people in the streets because of what he did.
What he did to you?
No, what he was already doing.
In the streets?
Yeah. If that was to really, like, to be, like, an option of a father, like, not like that, but his family is like a real good family. He come from a good family. His
Right.
mother, yeah, he got his mother, his grandmother, his sister.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta come from some type of good family if you're chasing a woman down who you believe you have a kid with, right? To try to find out if that's my kid and how I can take accountability and responsibility for my kid at the very least.
And his aunt, they all spoiled him because he's the only boy in that bloodline. So they would have worshipped my little kid like that. I don't know, they would have been better off having a baby with him than Blue, to be honest. But he knew it wasn't his baby. He wouldn't even did that. He did that because he was just tripping.
You can't really call what she said a confession by any means.
Right.
But just her saying, oh, he trolled himself to the grave. Well, he wasn't trolling the street dudes online. If he had street beef, we didn't know about it because he wasn't trolling them online. The only person he was trolling online was Chrisean Rock. So for her to say he trolled himself to the grave, to me, that right there may have been the closest thing to her just saying, you know, like I did it. But Blueface was also asked about this when he got out of jail and did Jason Lee. Now, when Blueface did Jason Lee, Blueface revealed that Chrisean Rock and Ronnie was actually on the phone the night that Ronnie passed away. Now, he would also claim that Chrisean Rock is a setup artist because she also has dropped his low before, so he wouldn't be surprised if she's involved.
Tough.
So when I seen that, I already knew that it was bogus.
So Tasiki was here on the show. We interviewed her, and I think she said she kind of like hinted that she thought Chrisean may have had something to do with Ronnie dying. What do you think about that?
I don't know about that. To be honest, I don't know anything about that. All I know is she said that he called her. They were in contact before this happened. That's the only red flag I could see. Somebody comes out and says, hey, before this person died, they called me.
What they always say in them investigation and murder mystery shows. What do they normally do? They try to find out who was the last person, who was the last communication with this person. Who was the last person that contacted this person? Because this person might have a clue that points to what happened to him or her. A lot of the times the last point of communication is the perpetrator. Perpetrator? Is the suspect. Not the perpetrator. Is the suspect. Let me know what y'all think. Up to this point, do you guys think that Chrisean had something to do with setting up Ronnie for his demise? Let me know in the comments.
And this and that, that's just kind of like,
Well, because you said she's a setup artist, so
that's what from my knowledge, yeah, she's known to give addresses and do things in the spur of the moment, be very impulsive. That's from my knowledge. Now, as far as him calling her and then talking the night he died,
Safe to say things already was not looking good for Chrisean Rock at all. People around her, her own sister is saying, man, she kind of did it. Blueface is saying, man, she kind of did it. Chrisean Rock, you know, had that mishap, had that slip up. You know, she's like the number one prime suspect who had the motivation to do this. Well, a man have came forward today, and when it was already looking bad for Chrisean Rock, it just got worse. See, this man have came forward and said that police have approached him about, like Ronnie's homicide and Ronnie's murder, because right now the murder is still unsolved. The man that says police has approached him about this murder, and they continue to badger him and ask him about Chrisean Rock and his relationship to Chrisean Rock.
Major, let me tell you. So tell me why the homicide detectives came knocking on my door yesterday. And I'm scheduled to talk to them Monday. It's real. No cat. No playing. You know, I don't need play like, you know, I don't need play with the police. It's serious. It's real serious. It's so serious right now, Major. It ain't even a game.
First off, don't tell me you don't play with the police, but then you agree to voluntarily go and talk to the police about a homicide investigation. We know who you are.
Thanks, bro. Luckily, well, I ain't gonna say luckily. I'm mad. I wasn't home. I'm not home. But, gosh, feel me? So now my theory is this, right? Because it took what? How long Karan been dead? No trolling. We ain't playing. We dead, sir. We mean business right now. Karan been dead for a little second, right? Like 2 years or some shit. Why do it take y'all this long to even? Cause y'all didn't have to reach out to me, bro. Because I know I ain't really too much I can tell y'all. But y'all take this long to start investigating, or
nigga, they been investigating, bro. It takes time sometimes.
My theory, or your girl about to go down, and they probably got shit on shorty, but trying to figure out who did this shit. Cause they ain't just gonna become like they, like I told the officer, I said, you don't want to talk to me. I said, ain't really much I can tell you. He want to talk to me. Fuck what I can tell him over the phone. He want to talk to me, show me some stuff, and holler at me. But I'm really like, all right. As he told me, you see through the shit. You see through what I'm doing. You know I'm trolling. You see through it. You see everything I'm doing. You say you see through what I'm doing on the internet, right? Well, what I did. I ain't gonna say what I'm doing, because that shit. You see through what I did. You still want to talk to me? Yo, girl might be in trouble, man. I ain't gonna say too much. Yesterday I was too excited. My nerves was everywhere. First I heard police, homicide, detectives looking for me.
I honestly hope Chrisean Rock isn't actually dumb enough to involve herself in this.
Man, listen.
Now here's some interesting facts for you guys. Ronnie, who died, apparently Ronnie got arrested for shooting a man or killing a man because of Chrisean Rock, right? On behalf of Chrisean Rock, right? Chrisean Rock's brother is in jail right now for murder. So Chrisean Rock has been around a lot of violence and seemingly has kept a lot of people around her who's willing to do her dirty work. I just hope she's not dumb enough to actually do this. This would be an absolute tragedy if she did, right? Because again, her son's father, Blueface, or so she claimed, isn't claiming the baby. If she goes to jail, who watches the baby? Who takes care of the baby? I hope she's not dumb enough to do this, bro.
I hope not either, but up to this point, she's proven to be dumb enough for a lot of shit. And I hate to say that about Chrisean, but I just never really fuck with her, bro. It's a spirit that I don't like when it comes to Chrisean, all right? But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. Up to this point, do you think that Chrisean has something to do with his death? I don't know. I wasn't there, okay? I would hope that she doesn't have anything to do with this. But all signs are pointing to her. We do need concrete evidence, though. We need something that says, yes, this was her. You can't just say because this person said this, it just seems like that, and she said this, it seemed like that. We need some concrete proof or evidence in order for this to actually be something that could lock her ass away for a good amount of time. Let me know what you guys think, man.